Here we see the principal, who is about to be sentenced to life imprisonment because he makes cursed dolls and can even create an army of dolls using them. Yoshinobu Gakuganji asks him how he makes the dolls. Then we see a flashback, where a doll named Takeru talks to him and takes him to a garden, where Kusakabe and his sister are. Actually, Kusakabe's sister's son's soul resides inside this doll. Seeing this, his mother recognizes him as her son and hugs him tightly while crying. Then we return to the present, where the principal receives an assassination order and asks, "Where are you going? You've been ordered to be killed, and how do you make your cursed dolls?" Yaga is going to meet his son. Yoshinobu Gakuganji also arrives and deals heavy damage to the principal. Before dying, he explains how to make cursed dolls. One has to use the memories of the body of the person who is going to die and place that soul into the core of the puppet. But that alone is not enough. 3 such souls must be placed in a single puppet, whose synchronization must match so that the souls can keep an eye on each other. By doing this, the souls stabilize, which gives them self-awareness, and within 3 months, they can produce their own cursed energy. Yoshinobu Gakuganji says, "Why are you telling this now? If you had revealed this secret earlier, you could have saved your life." Principal Yaga replies, "This is a curse. I gave you a gift by telling you this." Panda arrives and goes to Principal Yaga, crying. Meanwhile, Megumi and Yuji go to meet Hikari. They encounter 2 guys. One of them is trying to punch Megumi, but Megumi stands completely still. Their boss tells Yuji to fight, and Yuji goes to face him in a fight club. During this, we also see a glimpse of Hikari, who is with a girl, or rather, a boy. I don't know who he or she is. This is a joke. Here, both of them fight without using cursed energy, because cursed energy cannot be seen by the people sitting here. Panda intentionally takes hits, and Yuji also deliberately throws slow punches, but Panda throws himself into a wall, because of which Yuji wins. Here, Hikari tells Kirata to go after Megumi. Then we are shown a scene where Panda and Megumi are talking. Panda says that he was never able to reach Hikari because of Kirata's cursed technique, which is similar to Gojo. Megumi mentions that Kirata used to be a boy before, so has he become a girl now? Panda and Megumi had planned together that Yuji would meet Hikari. Kirata takes Yuji to Hikari. Hikari explains to Yuji that life is a gamble. People are afraid of taking risks, but he isn't. He also mentions that because of this habit, girls left him. He offers alcohol to Yuji, but Yuji replies that he is underage. Hikari adds that even Gojo doesn't like alcohol. Then, Kirata's phone starts ringing, and Hikari realizes that Yuji is from Jujutsu High, because Kirata wouldn't call at this time, and Yuji doesn't know about someone like Gojo. Because of this, he attacks Yuji. Yuji tries to explain to Hikari, telling him to stop and at least listen to him.
"Man, it's so cold today. How long are these people going to keep playing? I'm hungry. I haven't had a single bite since morning. I wonder what's been cooked at home."
Megumi is taking everyone down, while Panda tricks them and heads toward Hikari. There, they encounter Kirata. Panda and Megumi attack Kirata, but she uses her technique to keep the divine dogs away from herself, and calls Hikari. She realizes that they are from Jujutsu High. Panda follows Kirata and tells her not to run away, that he wants Hikari's help, but she does not trust him. Both of them surround Kirata. Megumi tells her that she knows the condition of Tokyo, that this is the biggest terrorist attack in the history of Jujutsu, and that they have not come on behalf of Jujutsu High. They need Hikari's help. Kirata asks why they don't take Gojo's help. Megumi replies that Gojo has been sealed, but she does not believe it. How will she even believe this? Doesn't Kirata look cute to you? Oh wait, I forgot that she used to be a boy earlier. Megumi summons his rabbit Shikigami and attacks, but the rabbits get destroyed. He understands Kirata's technique, which is based on the Southern Cross, something Tsumiki had told him about. He explains that there can be 4 or more stars that keep each other apart. Panda and Megumi can still touch each other, but anything that goes near Kirata gets pushed away, which confuses Megumi. Kirata has marked everyone with star signs, and they need to find another star. She can place these marks without touching anyone, meaning she targets the opponent's cursed energy. Megumi's guess turns out to be correct. He finds the 5th star and, with the help of a rabbit, manages to touch it, because of which Kirata can no longer throw things toward them. Her technique is called Love Rendezvous, which divides the target's cursed energy into 5 stars based on the Southern Cross. To move from one star to another, a fixed order has to be followed, and things marked with the same stars are drawn toward each other. Kirara throws a car at Megumi, but he summons the divine dog from behind, forcing her to cancel her technique. Megumi grabs Kirara and, with folded hands, asks for her help. Kirara agrees. Meanwhile, Yuji and Hikari are fighting. Hikari starts beating Yuji, but Yuji does not defend himself because he wants to gain his trust. Hikari throws another punch, yet Yuji stands back up again. Hikari is surprised at what kind of person he is. He stops after Kirara speaks to him. At that moment, a Shikigami appears and announces that a new rule has been added to the culling game. Rule 9 now allows players to obtain information about other players. The one who added the rule is Kashimo. He already had 200 points and used 100 points to add this new rule. Kenjaku appears in a girl's dream. This is Sasaki, Yuji's friend. Kenjaku brings her outside the Sendai colony so that she does not become a part of the culling game. He thanks her for being friends with his son. He is talking about Yuji. Kenjaku has brought many people to this place. Turns out, Kenjaku is actually a good person. Hikari finds out that Gojo has been sealed, and Panda tells him that Principal Yaga has also been killed. Everyone is shocked by this. Hikari says that the last time he was this disturbed was when he saw an arrow pierce Yakul's ass. Hikari agrees to help, but he has one condition. He wants the rules of Jujutsu High to be changed. Megumi says that it is easy. Hikari questions what he can even do. Megumi replies that he is the head of the Zenin clan. Hearing this, Kirara is shocked and tells Megumi to become his friend. At that moment, a Shikigami appears and announces that Yuji Itadori has joined the game. But how is that possible? Maybe it is because of Sukuna. Perhaps Sukuna made a deal with Kenjaku. Megumi checks and finds that Kashimo and Higuruma have more than 100 points. He also talks about finding Angel to open the prison realm. Everyone decides to participate in the game. Megumi explains that the players are reincarnated, meaning they are from 100 or 200 years ago, so they should stay away from them because they will be strong. Then Yuji and Megumi enter the colony. Any player who enters the barriers of the culling game for the first time is teleported to one of 9 areas. A player suddenly attacks Yuji, but Yuji throws something at her and knocks her down. Meanwhile, Megumi captures a girl and asks her about Higuruma.
No, it hurts. Why are you treating me so harshly?
Do you know a sorcerer named Higuruma?
Men think they can scare and threaten women into doing what they want.
Answer me!
Yes, I can tell. Higuruma, you mean the one who has 100 points, right?
Tell me quickly.
Will you please protect me?
Yes, that's fine. I agree.
The story goes back some time earlier, where a mother and her daughter are murdered. A man named Kita, who lives in the same area, is arrested for the crime. However, he insists that he is innocent. When the police went to question Kita, he ran away. The police chased him all the way to his house. There, they found a knife covered in blood, and it had the blood of the mother and daughter on it. In reality, Kita had run away because of his cat, and the knife was something he had found on the road. He intended to hand it over to the police later. Higuruma's assistant questions this, saying, "Why would someone pick up a knife from the road? And why would an innocent person run from the police?" Higuruma explains that Kita had been harassed by the police before. Kita also said that he was going to submit the knife at the police station, but in his area, calling the police is not allowed because it causes inconvenience to wealthy residents. Kita works at an NPO shelter where he takes care of elderly people. He does not receive a proper salary, only some pocket money and 1 meal a day. Despite that, he is still charged 50,000 as rent. Higuruma believes Kita is innocent because there are other people in his neighborhood with criminal records. His assistant says, "We are government lawyers. We don't get paid much, and we already have too much work. In this case, Kita will definitely be punished. Then why are you fighting for him?" Higuruma replies, "Sometimes we should take cases like this. It keeps the mind sharp." The assistant responds, "You always take cases like this." Later, the assistant meets a girl named Takagi, who used to work with Higuruma. She says that Higuruma has always been like this. He does not work for money. She talks about a past case where a 19-year-old boy was charged with drunk driving because his friends forced him to drink. Higuruma lost that case, and afterward, the boy shouted at him, asking why he couldn't save him. Takagi had warned Higuruma not to try to be a hero and not to damage his mental health over such cases. Despite everything, Higuruma works day and night and eventually proves that Kita is innocent. In fact, from the day of the crime, another boy from Kita's neighborhood has been missing. It is possible that he was the real culprit. At the time of the crime, Kita was also seen at another location in a CCTV camera. No stolen items were found in his house. Kita thanks Higuruma for believing in him. However, Higuruma knows that the opposing party will file an appeal. The case goes to trial again, and this time Kita is declared guilty. He is sentenced to life imprisonment. Higuruma does not have enough funding or staff to present new evidence to prove Kita's innocence. To appeal again, they would have to go to the Supreme Court, but such courts do not usually hear small cases, and the system has already labeled Kita as guilty. As Kita is taken away, he looks at Higuruma with anger in his eyes, but also a sense of betrayal.
Seeing this, Higuruma is shocked and wonders why Kita is looking at him like that. Takagi asks Higuruma what is going on in his mind. Higuruma replies that he is not a hero who can save everyone. He just cannot stand watching something wrong happen. He explains that the law is blind because it treats everyone equally, but people become blind along with the law. They refuse to see the bitter truth. He says that for the sake of justice, he will always keep his eyes open, even if he has to stand alone. Suddenly, Higuruma starts striking the table hard with his gavel, shocking everyone present. At that moment, a large shikigami appears above him. Higuruma orders everyone to sit down and declares that the trial will begin again. It is at this very moment that Higuruma awakens his powers, and then the story shifts back to the present. In the present, we are shown a scene at Rin's school where some students are bullying another boy. Rin thinks to himself that the boy should stand up for himself, otherwise the bullying will never stop. However, Rin does nothing and simply watches. Just then, Yuji arrives and beats up the bullies. After this, Rin brings Yuji to Higuruma. On the other side, Remy deceives Megumi and brings him to Reggie. Megumi gets angry and summons his divine dogs. Meanwhile, Yuji meets Higuruma, who is sitting in a bathtub, bathing while still fully clothed. At the same time, Kenjaku is shown attending a meeting with the Chinese government. Yuji tells Higuruma that he wants to stop the culling game and add a new rule. But for that, he needs Higuruma's 100 points. Higuruma refuses, saying that the laws of the real world are hollow, and he wants to see how the rules of the culling game actually work. He wants to understand what happens to those who break the rules, whether they get a chance to defend themselves, whether there is a proper hearing, or if judgment is passed instantly. Because of this curiosity, he does not want the culling game to end so quickly. Hearing this, Yuji challenges him directly, saying that he needs those 100 points. In response, Higuruma calmly summons a shikigami behind him, preparing for what comes next. Yuji tries to punch Higuruma, but he is unable to land the hit because violence is not allowed within that domain, for both of them. Immediately, action is taken against Yuji, and Higuruma takes the role of the judge. Yuji is accused of committing a mass murder in Shibuya on October 31st, 2018. Yuji accepts the crime, even though everyone knows that it was actually Sukuna who did it. As a result, Yuji is declared guilty and is given the death penalty. Even Higuruma is shocked by this outcome. Judge Man, which can deliver the harshest punishment, announces a sentence of death along with confiscation of technique. Because of this, Yuji loses his cursed energy. At the same time, Higuruma receives a weapon called the Execution Sword. Anyone struck by this sword is guaranteed to die. Higuruma then tells Yuji that he is just like everyone else, weak and flawed. He says that no matter how much Yuji wants people to have pure hearts, that path leads nowhere. It is filled only with darkness, and no matter how much light Yuji tries to bring, he will find nothing but emptiness there. Higuruma questions Yuji, asking why he confessed to a crime he didn't commit. He explains that whatever evidence Judge Man presents is known to the sorcerer beforehand, and the evidence shown was about Sukuna residing inside Yuji. Yuji didn't kill those people, so why did he accept the crime? As Higuruma is about to strike Yuji with the sword, Yuji suddenly punches him and throws him back. Then it is explained under Section 39, Clause 1, that if a person loses control over their actions or cannot think properly, they can be considered not responsible for the crime.
During the Shibuya incident, Sukuna had taken control of Yuji's body, meaning Yuji was not at fault. He is innocent. However, Yuji still believes that it was his fault because he was too weak. Yuji then asks Higuruma why he didn't use his technique earlier. Higuruma replies that he remembered who he truly is. He says that there are probably many people in this world who are weak like Yuji. Finally, Higuruma tells him to sit down in front of him and says, "I'll give you the 100 points."